Good morning, everyone. It's Robert T. Green, CEO, pre-post game, also known as the Players Rep, to educate and empower and protect the athletes and the family's best interests alone. Hope everyone is doing well today. Again, here we are again doing where we are today in the sports business, presented by the Players Rep, Robert T. Green. As we always start, athletes assemble, vote early, vote Biden. Again, I'm doing these videos just where we are in sports business today because of the narratives that are false truths in plain English that are being disseminated through main media streams pertaining to athletics, that without the actual athlete or the family's decisions, they would cease to exist. As of right now, for the We Want to Play crowd, just so you know, in places such as Wisconsin and Michigan, seeing COVID-19, I think approximately, don't quote me on this, but it's approximately 27 deaths over the last 2 days. But here we are again, getting prepared to put players in pads when we actually have pro teams being kept out of their actual facilities, world-class testing and protocols. But I guess only in college athletics is where COVID doesn't exist. Once again, if you as a parent turn into a fan and are willing to risk your daughter's or son's life pertaining to play a sport, then you have failed as a parent outright. And I'm sorry to hear that for that actual student, for that actual athlete. And I pray that they actually find a way to put themselves in situations to be protected in a situation where it's not going to have long-term effects negatively on their life. Again, trust the facts, not the process. Again, which leads us to the point of where we are in sports today. God's plan. Trust the process. What do you guys think or believe that means in the sports industry? But the most important question is, who told you to do that? And when they told you to do that, you could be currently an athlete, you could have been an ex-athlete, you could be a wannabe athlete. Who told you to do that? And what was the results of them telling you to trust the process? Telling you that it's God's plan. In an industry, in a business, in a country, in a sport that generates billions of dollars, how is you as an African-American athlete, for the majority, in most cases, of the family, that someone tell you to trust the process of God's plan is going to set you up for economic, social, and generational wealth and success? Now, I watched my Facebook timeline go crazy last night regarding this presidential debate, and a fly landed on Mike Pence's head, and many people said, again, flies are attracted to what? 1,000% that is accurate. The fact of the matter is, all those people that are watching that debate, I assume that they are going to be going voting, vote early, vote Biden on November the 3rd. But also at the same time, when it comes to society and understanding what's going on, if you can understand or believe to know what an actual presidential debate can provide to you as a minority in these cases, how do you allow people to come into your living room, smile in your face, have you sign one-way document agreements, lie to your face, and then walk away with everything they wanted just by telling you to trust the process? If Mike Pence was to go on the stage, or Donald Trump was to go on the stage, and for the rest of the time, next 3 months, if he told you to trust the process, would you do it? Would you believe it? Or would you actually take their actions of what they've done along with the lies and actually adjust and react accordingly? Why is it that in this country, where we are the number one providers of sports and entertainment for the most part, why do we actually provide everything and own nothing? Well, I shouldn't say we don't provide everything and own nothing, because I own my company, I own my business, I own quite a few things, because I understand the business. Trust the facts, not the process. But at the same time, the majority of people who provide and generate and move things forward don't own things. They are workers. Again, when you use a term and you tell an essential worker, oh no, but the reality is you can say really the disposable worker, because the man inside 1600 Pennsylvania Ave is not providing the same services or the same medical care as the people that provide essential services that are dying disproportionately African American and minorities. Trust the facts, not the process. So as you see, life and sports, especially in this country, go hand in hand. And regarding the decision-making process, the informed decision-making process, that those that continue to help generate money and opportunities for other people besides themselves, the only thing you get in return is helmet stickers or cotton t-shirts and aluminum rings. You're okay with that? We're running around talking about Black Lives Matter and marching and protesting, but yet we won't take the time to understand or read what's really going on in certain scenarios. We won't take the time to say, you know what, hey, young African-American men, Black Lives Matter, pull your pants up. Stop acting like you don't know what this is. Teach them the history about what having your pants down, being buck broken mean. The fact of the matter is, it's not a person in this country that's black, white, yellow, or green that sold drugs, and at the end of the day, when they sold those drugs, besides killing people and putting their lives on the line, they don't pay taxes. So how you think this stuff gonna work? The few rappers that you know that have paid taxes and sold drugs and did things to change their life, look what they're doing now. How is that benefiting you in the community that you call your own? And we know who we're talking about. So even for those guys that got away with doing what they were doing, their rap game, if you will, their actual ability to generate millions and billions was so they were able to be looked the other way, or the society looked the other way, because they was making money for other people who wasn't on their own, in their own community. They don't own their own records. The fact is that we as a community, as African American people, want to actually take a guy like Kanye West, whose greatest attribute is writing and using drugs, to run for the presidency, and some people are actually out there talking about not voting. Some friends of mine, very disappointed. The fact of the matter is, once again, when you are trained and institutionalized in certain ways, that you feel like no matter what you do or how you do it, you feel like you're not going to vote because you just can't do it. At the end of the day, the reality is you don't have any power to do anything else anyway. That's just the reality of it. For those people that are not voting, they're voting because they don't feel like they can do anything regardless. And that's a sad state of affairs. I pray that no one ever gets to the point that when you wake up in the morning, when you put your clothes on, that you can't achieve something that you want to achieve based off your hard work and knowledge of what you're trying to do. Or making ignorant statements about why you're not voting for Biden and Kamala Harris versus the other guy, just because, again, it makes zero sense to me. And I try to basically put things in perspective based on what I know, what I've seen, what I've learned. This country is different in different places. College educated, the uneducated, the rural, the city, the different areas of where you don't get to interact with a lot of different people. I'm fortunate in many ways to experience a lot of things in different areas, from the east to the west, where I understand how people think and why they think the way they do. I don't necessarily always agree with what they do, but at the end of the day, I'll respect them for what they do, as long as they don't come across or disrespect who I am and what I'm trying to do. Doesn't matter the skin color, doesn't matter what they believe and thoughts process are. But in particular, for this example, like the COVID-19, there is nothing to discuss. It's killing people. It's killing black people more than anybody else. And so for institutions of higher learning led by Caucasian people, states led by Caucasian people that are willing to put African Americans in harm's way to die while generating money for those same Caucasian people, I have a huge problem with that. I have a huge problem with them. Just the facts, not the process. So please, if you can watch a presidential debate, if you figure out that you know what's right and what you want to get, vote, but not just voting for the presidential election. Vote for your local elections. Understand what you need to have and what you need to get done. Understand that what someone said before, all people that is your skin folk is not your kinfolk. Guys like Daniel Cameron, who didn't give the full information to the grand jury, Lieutenant to Breonna Taylor. He's a clown. His title means nothing to me. He's there because of Mitch McConnell, I believe his father-in-law, or whatever it may be from there. Guys like Jack Brewer running around parading NFL players as they actually get caught up and indicted by the government for basically hustling, those hyperbaric chains of medical devices. But he wants to pretend that he's some type of role model and ambassador to the UN. He want to use the police department to mask his true agenda, trying to be Trump's puppet. I ain't got no time and patience for that garbage, and nor should you. So, again, if somebody tells you to trust the process and God's plan, if you're willing to accept that at the level of a high school or college and from an athletic standpoint, then at the end of the day, you shouldn't have any problem with what Donald Trump is doing. Because he's doing the same exact thing. He's telling you to trust the process. COVID is going to magically disappear. It's a hoax. It's the same exact thing. That's my point. Donald Trump and the NCAA is a hoax. It's a con game. It's set up to use your body and your mind to generate billions for someone else while abusing your mind and your body. And then use terms and phrases such as the next man up. So educate and empower and protect yourself in all things. But essentially, when we're talking about the sports business, which I'm in, you guys got to understand, knowledge is power. You have to know your worth. And so when I talk about Trey Lance, and I talk about Dwayne Haskins, for those of you who don't know, and I've said this years ago, for all those who want to give Urban Meyer and all these different coaches in college credence about how great they are, remember, Dabo Swinney coached Taj Boyd too, Coach Kelly Bryant too. Neither in the National Football League right now. Deshaun Watson got drafted 10 picks after Mitch Trubisky. After Mitch Trubisky. Because he played for Dabo Swinney. So here we go. We have Ron Rivera of the Washington football team bench Dwayne Haskins, last year's first round pick. So when you throw all those crossing routes, and as I said before, the NFL does not care what your college career looked like or how many touchdowns you threw at Ohio State. They could care less. They care about how you project to where they can use you at the next level. So that matters to be your health, and that matters to be with how you project going forward. That's why when Nick Bosa left Ohio State and got healthy, he got that $34 million as a second pick overall. He would not have got that if he came back and played for the school for the cotton T-shirts and aluminum rings. Trust the facts, not the process. Trey Lance from North Dakota State played one game this year. He's going to the NFL. Same school as Carson Wentz. That means Trey Lance has finished his career basically playing his sophomore year at North Dakota State, played one game, and he will be a first-round pick next year, despite who his agent is. Big Bird, Ernie, Cookie Monster, doesn't matter. Yet, does Trey Lance pay some agent a whole lot of money for something without Trey Lance and his parents cannot be done? More than likely, because like I said before, trust the process and God's plan is a hoax. Just like Donald Trump. So if you guys in the college athletics, so when Dwayne Haskins is benched right now, and JT Barrett's not in the NFL right now, and Cardell Jones is not in the NFL right now, be real careful about giving props to guys like Urban Meyer, whose greatest quarterback he ever had at the college or the pro level is named Tim Tebow. But he made a whole lot of money off of telling you guys what you want to hear and not what you need to know. So at the end of the day, college is a situation where coaches do things to keep you to do what's in their best interest, not put you in a position of yours. If those 50 touchdowns that Dwayne Haskins threw was something that basically could lead to his success in the NFL, he would be successful in the NFL right now. But when a first-round pick gets relegated to not only the backup, but to the third team, once again, you don't understand. Sports is not a game. Sports is all business. My name is Robert T. Green, the CEO of Pre-Post, came here to educate, empower, and protect the athletes and the family's best interests alone. For more information, check us out at the Players Rep at prepostgame.com. Well, be blessed. Look forward to talking to you guys soon.